All right, the short of it is we don't have a counter yet. We've been kicking around the methodologies that you guys are using versus us. I think to me anyway, and I'm speaking for myself more than anything, I'm optimistic that we seem to be getting closer, even though we're doing different kind of philosophies and methodology. But I don't know that is all that different, and where we end up with in terms of where we go from here is we're going to need to crunch some more numbers. I think try and bridge the gap between some of the things that you raised versus ours, in the hopes of getting a more kind of down to brass tacks. If here's the proposal, we can probably tweak around the edges, but hopefully need one more session is the bottom line, is what we're thinking on the salary part. So we just spent a good deal of time trying to figure out the timeline for that and the timing. Of course, since we can get TA the MOU on overloads, we'll get that rolling already. But on the salary, likelihood is we'll need to, Brian's going to start working on it immediately. Brian Hornet is, but probably going to need a week to 10 days to get you something. So my thought is we'll get it as quick as we can, but set up another session if you have availability for, looking at my calendar, last week of July, first week of August, there's some availability in there. That likely means that from a payroll perspective, Zarell's indicating is obviously very busy time, but to the extent we work something out, it may not be in place for initial pay periods. May have to have some retroactive adjustment, which is not ideal, but we can make it work. So if you're on board with that, I think that's what we would suggest. Let us come back with a counter. Again, we will get it to you beforehand, hopefully more than the night before, but set up a time for another negotiation session end of this month, early next month.
I'll be out of town that last week of July, but Caitlin Down can run a session for us if you have to have it that week. I'll be back on the 4th of August.
And I'm open every day but August 3rd. So
I don't know. Are you guys doing Fridays yet, August 5th, or is that not good?
that could work.
I can do the 5th. I mean, I'll be back by then.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah, on the administration side, what do you guys think on the 5th?
That's our last Friday that we're supposedly off.
That's the last Friday, but
Yeah.
I've been on the road here, so I say go for it. So,
I mean, that may allow us to get it done, closer to the timeline we have.
Yeah. I mean, beyond that, if you're looking the only other alternatives, I mean, I'm available on the 8th. On Monday, if that works. It's not too much longer.
I'm fine.
I think we have a pump retreat on the 8th.
So is the 5th preferable, even though we may not have as full a crowd on the 5th?
This is fine for the union.
I'm open if it works for everyone else. Only thing I do have is a recurring meeting with Anthology on the on some programs that we've been working on with them. So I do have a recurring meeting with them at 10 o'clock, roughly 30 minutes. But other than that, I can squeeze something in on Friday.
Well, I propose, and let's set something up tentatively. Let me see here. On the 5th, August 5th, and would we want to do it in the afternoon, or with everybody being off, you prefer to try and squeeze in the morning? And if Darrell has to step out for a period, he could.
I'm okay with either.
Me too. I'm open.
I'm okay with either. I would say set it up for the afternoon, but I don't want all the administrators to revolt on me, or you guys are cutting into the last Friday afternoon off. Darrell, do you? Yeah, Any of you guys have a preference?
I think Fridays off during the summer is kind of a myth, Brian.
I haven't enjoyed one of these Fridays.
I should be more accurate. Okay, the college might be closed, but everybody's still working. So, why don't we set it up for 1 o'clock on Friday the 5th? And then if somehow that doesn't work, I know Stan's had to drop off. Then I'll circulate some emails with some alternatives, but
Okay.
That's fine.
I know Pam's still on. Pam, can you send out an invite for August 5th at 1 PM? All right, I think that's all we have for today, and we'll try and get you something well in advance of that, so you can study it and with a real hope that we can
All right.
iron out the differences.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, everybody have a good rest of your week.
You too.
You too.
Okay.